Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Wednesday, I think we got a half day tomorrow, so we're gonna have to find a little bit more about that. I'm pretty sure it is half day tomorrow, though. Thanksgiving. Excuse me. Thanksgiving. Get my words out then. Bear me a second. I've just been doing a couple of more evaluations, so I think we're good there, aren't we? Excellent. Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Karina, good morning to you. Okay, so not a huge amount of volume overnight, just a couple of legs up, really. Beach Bum, how you doing, bud? Leg with a bit of a correction and a leg. We've not quite had a full leg, I don't think. There is a little bit to go. It's hard to say. Just looking at Bookmap at the moment, there's a load of orders down here and some up here, so it could continue on up for maybe a bigger move up or certainly a measured leg, or it could come down. It's just a bit too early at the moment, so... I did pick up a couple of more evaluations yesterday, so I've got 16 accounts now. Another one I've just passed. I took a couple this morning, well, an hour ago, passed one of them, fell one of them. That'll get me to 17. I just wanted to try and get as many as I could at the moment. I'm just going to trade them one a day. That's it. I'm locked out after one. I don't know why I was locked out after that winning trade yesterday for some reason. I went through my settings, couldn't seem... I mean, it's not a major issue. Couldn't seem to figure out why. I thought I might have messed up on the setting the timers, but I checked it, double checked it, everything was fine. So who knows? Who knows? Little Hammer, how you doing, matey? So I've been out actually doing a bit of Christmas shopping the first time for a few bits and pieces. So it is cold in the UK today. It's certainly cold where I am. I think it was about -3 degrees centigrade when I left the house this morning. Nothing worse than a frozen car. Couldn't get the doors open. Why they don't come up with something that you can set to warm your car up without having to go out and leave your keys in it? There probably is on some high-end luxury cars, but it's a given, isn't it? You think, really, there's nothing worse going out there and pissing around trying to defrost your car in the freezing cold. Steering wheel was freezing. You'd think there'd be something. We've got air conditioning in the summer. Why can't we get something in the winter to warm your car up so you can go out and jump into a nice warm car? So not really much you can do with this at the moment. There's no real way in here, even if you wanted to. Once we get kind of this, it's a little bit choppy, then we're just away from the EMA and going up. So there's not really a great deal you can do. There may be a slightly larger channel there. So just looking at Bookmap, when there's orders above and below, it's earlier on, literally the market, mainstream market's just opened. So you can see there are orders above there and orders below, so it could do anything really. If those orders stay where they are, it may just rattle around a little bit up and down. I was quite pleased to see Mac mark the trade I took yesterday. It was a little bit earlier on. I spoke to a couple of others. They said they wouldn't attack it. I thought it was good. I mean, he marked it as a green one, slightly more aggressive, but he marked it as a little fail breakout. Exactly what I said. He mentioned a triple test as well. It was more the fail breakout for me. A little kind of rattle around, a little pop up. I thought it was a really textbook trade. I did. Well, I say textbook. It's not one of the best ones I've seen, but it was literally just after the market opened. It was that one there, two little legs up. I liked it. It's a little bit. You can clearly see we're going sideways there, and then we pop out of it, and straight away, big bear bar, and then down we came. So he mentioned that as a triple test, I suppose you could say once, twice, three times. I don't tend to count that first one because it's really just on its way down. That I would call as one test, and that I would call as a second test. But it's a second entry short, and it's a little fail breakout. It's not the best trade in the world. If it was, I think that would have come down stronger, but it came down and it worked nonetheless. But I thought it was okay. I like those type of two little legs up, and it worked out nice for me anyway. So I did my one trade yesterday, and I got up. So we had a channel up here, a little break, came down, touched that top of that channel, and then up we go. So, as I say, it's a bit too early. At the moment, there are orders up here as much as 20, which, strangely enough, is right where the top of that measured move is. So, yeah, a couple of ticks off. Could probably adjust that a little bit. That could probably go up a fraction. So, and that down a bit maybe. So, yeah, near enough anyway. So, it's ticker 2 off 20. So, I think there's a good chance it gets there. Whether it'll pull back a little bit, and again, I wouldn't be surprised. But let's put my heater on. So I can't remember whether I reloaded my historic. Hey bud, how you doing? That looks like you got a new name there, but that looks like Armanas to me. Am I right? I recognise your little picture there. I think it is anyway. It's you. I thought it was. How you doing, buddy? Johnny, how'd I read the book map? So, I don't know how much you know about book map or what it tells you, but the simple scenario is this is the heat map. So these areas here, the darker the red, the more passive orders. So we've got a big strong push down there, I bet. Yeah, you can see those aggressive sellers have just sold that. So this shows you levels where there are passive orders. So if I put a limit order down here, that's a passive order. That's sat there waiting for price to come down. And if I leave it there, it may come down and take it. So that's what that is. So how I mainly use this is, as you know, I trade Pats. Mind you, someone questioned it yesterday, but it's more or less Pats. You know, I adjust a few things. But if I'm, say, I'm trading a range and I'm looking to take a short here, my order goes here, my stop goes up here. If I see a large amount of orders where my stop is or above my stop, chances are it may get back to it, which might stop me out. So all these orders sat here, the stronger the order, the more contracts, or the darker the order, the more contracts are there, and they act like a magnet. So they draw price towards them. So that's kind of how I look at it. Strong push down there. So see this short here. Now, I'm going to avoid this. It's tempting because we've got orders that pull in price down, but we've also got orders above it as well. So it may come back up. So we've got a strong move down. You may argue that's kind of a pullback or a lower high. See how it's triggered it and pushed up and stopped it out. Now, if we'd have had no orders up here, this would have been clear or relatively clear. These stronger orders would have pulled price down. But because we've got orders above and below, I avoided that one. Not that I would have took it anyway. It was a shit trade in my opinion. But you get what I'm saying. You could say, well, there's a lower high there. We've had a breakout of this. You may argue it's coming back in. So if I aim to take a trade here, and you can see a massive amount of sell orders or a large amount of sell orders above it, chances are, as it works as a magnet, price will pull towards it, so it could trigger me and stop me out. So if I'm looking for a short, I want to make sure that there's not a large amount of orders above my head, basically. So that's kind of how I use it. But really, if you just look at a bar chart, all you can tell is where buyers and sellers have been from during the current candle and all those behind. You can't see where other buyers and sellers are now. Well, that's where Bookmap comes in. You can. So it gives you a better understanding of where buyers and sellers are, and that may keep you out of a bad trade. Or maybe, you know, if we've got a load of sellers here and we've got sellers down here, and nothing above, and you take a short, that might give you the confidence to ride price down a little bit. Same again, second entry short there, wouldn't take it because you can see there are strong orders above price. So if you'd have taken that second entry short, it triggered you and stopped you out. Same again, it's not a trade I would have taken anyway, it doesn't look right. But you see what I'm saying? If you look what happens when some of these bars trigger, and look above price or below price, and if you can see orders there, just watch the market and see if it gravitates to them, and it can help you. The more I watch it, the more I get an understanding of how price really does go from one to the next within reason. Now, you know, if price is down and we've got an order in here, it doesn't mean it's going to shoot straight up. It may go up, come down. So you've still got to use your sort of noodle, for want of a better word, but you can see strong orders at 20 and at 17. So for me, price is more likely to push up to them. Now, I wouldn't really know that unless I can see where traders have dropped their orders. So can you see there's not much in the way of orders below here, but there's strong orders there? That's telling me it's more likely to not pull back and more likely to push up. Now, there's one more thing you've got to take into consideration. This little box here with the red and the green, these are aggressive buyers and sellers. So even if this looks like it's pushing up, if you get strong aggressive sellers, which there's slightly more there, they can force the price down. So it's not perfect, but it gives you, can you see there's more or less double the amount of aggressive sellers. Now, this is a few seconds behind, which is why they're just showing now. Can you see there's some orders dropped in here, which is around about what's that, about 9, 8, 9, which is down here. So that would tell me price may come down and test this before it pushes up to this level here. So it's not perfect, but the best way to do it is just to watch it and see what happens to price if it follows towards these deeper dark red colors. And then once you can figure out where price is likely to go, it can help you make a better decision in your trading. So I hope I haven't blabbered on too much there, Johnny. Best thing to do is just watch it, and then you'll start to get a feel for it. That's kind of how I've had it on and off for a couple of years, but this time around, I think I'm paying a bit more attention. But can you see orders are starting to drop in here, buy orders, which means there are buyers around here trying to push this up. If buyers are quite tight to price, they want to get in relatively quick, otherwise they drop it down here and wait for this to pull back. Yeah, it takes a bit of time to get used to it, but it does give you a picture of where other traders are putting their orders, you know, if they want price to come towards them. And that'll help you make better decisions. Now, some people say it's not PATS. PATS really is just a strategy for enter and exit the market. However, what you want to add to it to make things a bit easier or give you more comfort, that's kind of down to you. But someone said yesterday, I think I'm trading PATS. Well, I generally am, but I adjust a few things to suit me, and that's kind of what trading's about. Mac mentioned to me a couple of years ago, he said, you'll kind of find your own style. So, you know, some people stick to a point. I go for 3 points. I know some go for 4 or 5. I know Marco and Dan go for 6 ticks. So, you know, people adjust it to suit their own personality, maybe. Going for 1 point for me, see how price went up to this level here? Straight up there. It's got these orders now. So those orders were strong enough to slowly. Do you remember what I said here, though? It doesn't. There's not enough orders down here for price to come down, and it's exactly what it did. It didn't come down. It gravitated up to those deep dark red colours that were there. So seeing that, it'll help you understand, and just for me, it just gives me more confidence. Yeah, I mean, you know, I forget who he was. He went, I still think I trade PATS. Well, yeah, I do. Trade I took yesterday was PATS. Mac marked it. The last winning trade I took, Mac marked that. So I do, but I adjust a few things to suit my personality. Going for 1 point for me, it crucifies you. It's not unusual to get a 6 bar Right, at 6-bar signal bar. You win 6 trades in a row and lose the 7th on a 6-bar. You're in the red. It's that for me is heartbreaking. So let me just have a little look around and see who's doing what. But you have to kind of do what. I mean, Karina comes here every day. Karina doesn't trade pats. Karina trades her own style. So, you know, we all kind of have a different edge and a different idea. Some people stick to certain things religiously. Some people adjust them. But that's the beauty about trading. You're in control. You're the boss. You can kind of do whatever you want. And if it works, straight away I've got respect for you because I know how hard trading is. I know how mentally taxing it is. So we've clearly had 2 legs up. You can see where that's playing out. But is there another channel there? Possibly. So if you bring it from here, we've kind of got a couple of touches there. We come down again. What does it look like? The midline, it's kind of working around the midline. Not too bad. So that's about as good as we've got at the moment. Variations of pats will work. You just need to adjust it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's part of the skill in trading. It is adjusting things that suit the way your mind works. I remember when I first started trading pats, I remember really, because every time you come back to the charts, you all say, I'm going to focus this time. I'm going to work a bit harder. I'm really going to try and focus. And I remember winning, I think, 4 or 5 trades in a row. And I felt really pleased with myself. And the 5th trade, I think it was 5th or 6th, I ended up losing, but because it was a bigger buy, I ended up in the red. It's gut wrenching to work like that just to get it all ripped away. It's not unusual to risk 4 points now. It isn't. And if you're going for a point, it's risking 4 points to make a point. It's too much for me personally. But, you know, I wouldn't tell anybody else they're doing it wrong. For me, you know, we've all got different ideas, different opinions, different politics, different, you know, ideas about whatever. And no one can tell you you're right. No one can tell you you're wrong. What's important is you do what works for you. And if you feel you would prefer to do it like this or do it like that, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So at the moment, there's stronger orders at 25, which is up here, and at 30, there's a chunk at 30. So 25 and 30. But watch price come up here. Now, I'm not saying it won't pull back first, but while those big strong orders are sat there, you can see them. Not so much here. There's some down here, not so much. There is some at 10. But that might mean if price comes down to this part of the channel, they'll buy. So that's okay. So it may pull back first, but ultimately, with those big fat orders, deep red orders sat there, price is more likely going to get up there. So if you take an absolutely beautiful second entry long here, and you take 2 or 3 points, seeing those massive orders up there, it might give you the confidence to go, I'm in here. I can see up here, there's big orders. I might try and squeeze some more points. And there's 11 points to that first big order and 15. So if you can get a really solid setup, you can look up, and if you see big orders up here, then chances are price is going to gravitate. And what more of a bouncing point than a good solid second entry with a strong signal bar here? I guarantee you loads of other people are going to take it and it'll find its way. So there's another way to use it to give you the confidence to have a good idea where it's going and hold on and try and make a bit more profit. Just if I'm rabbiting too much, just tell me to shut up. I have a tendency to go off on one I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't know when to shut up. So Thomas Way's just posted this. So he's thinking along the same lines. It's always nice to get other opinions. It's always good to get other opinions. So is it going to hit this line? It's getting close to the top, so it may pull back first, but you never know. You can see at the moment there are more aggressive buyers than sellers. So with that magnet sat up here, and aggressive buyers, now things are turning. Can you see the aggressive sellers are taking over now? You can see up here. It takes a few seconds to kick in this because this is on YouTube. But you can see there's more aggressive sellers there than buyers, and look what's happening. So those areas I mentioned price is likely to get, but I did say it doesn't mean it won't pull back. And you can see there are buyers down here at 10, which funnily enough is there. So if you come down to this area here, maybe have a break, it wouldn't be a bad. We get 2 legs down or a correction, and you thought this thing was going up to here, wouldn't be a bad place to enter. Whether it'll get down that far or not, my guess is if it gets to here, there may be buyers willing to jump in. But look, aggressive sellers pushing price down. You can see them there. There are some orders here. Let's have a look a little bit lower. Around 12 to 14, which is around about here somewhere. Let's pop it in the middle. So you can see those at 10. So we know there are buyers down here, which is more or less there. So if I saw a trade here that was okay, I have to keep in mind there are buyers down here. So am I right and it's going to push up, or is it likely going to trigger me and come down to hit these buy orders? This is quite a strong single channel down, so I wouldn't do anything until we at least had a break and a new low. Now it might push up temporarily and trap some longs only to come down, stop them out and hit these buyers, but you can still see these buyers are quite strong down here. So I'm confident this is going to have a break. Now I wouldn't know that unless I could see where there were passive orders. In other words, limit orders sat here waiting. There are also bits of liquidity down here as well, see where price might grab. Now, it might get to this level and buyers think, sod it, I'm not waiting until it gets down to here. I'm buying here. That's good enough for me. They may do that. I don't think they will in this case, because there's still slightly more aggressive sellers there than buyers. And with that down there, it's actually a little bit below 10, so it may come down a bit more. And funnily enough, look where those buyers are. Right there, where we initially had resistance. So that makes perfect sense. Resistance becomes support. You can see price bouncing there, can't you? So is this going to come down in it there? Wouldn't be a bad place. So now, if you were going to take this trade, if that ends up bullish, you were going to take this trade and you couldn't see that there was a chunk of orders below you, you may get into that trade and it may trigger you and stop you out. So if I'm looking at a trade here and I see orders down here looking to buy, I would avoid this. There's no signal bar anyway. But it will help you stay out of trades, stay out of bad trades. You know, because sometimes, when you see a great trade, half the time, it doesn't really matter what this shows you. I would still take it. If it was that good a trade, I'd take it anyway, because it's very rare you see a really good trade fail. So you can see these orders here. And look where price is coming. So we can see the orders here. Sorry, here. I put this line down here. You could see aggressive sellers came in here, and it happened in front of your eyes. We had a strong move down. We had a break, and look where we're coming down to. It's 10, actually. It is 10. They do adjust and change. Like sometimes we'll put an order in and cancel it. So sometimes this will change. So now there are some orders down at 5. I don't think it'll get that low, but if we have a leg and a leg, it may come down to here. But there are orders here. Not super strong, but that's around about 9. That's what I mean. You have to keep looking because they do change sometimes. But my guess is it's probably going to come down to about there, possibly lower. So we've had a break of this channel, so there'll be traders now looking for a long. You can see those orders. They're not massive, but they're strong enough, I think, to pull price down. There you go. So it's come down right to there. Take a few seconds here because it's a few seconds behind. So it did what I expected it to do. So you can see now 05 right there. What's price doing? It's coming further down to there. Whether it'll get down there, who knows? We may get a load of aggressive buyers thinking that's low enough. Let's take off. There are slightly more aggressive buyers, so it may push up, but I don't think it will. There's not a huge amount of difference between the two. So I'm relatively confident this will get hit. Now, if there's traders buying this, let's see what happens. So we got aggressive buyers here. So that's what I mean. Even though we can see these strong sellers down here, if there's enough aggressive buyers, they'll push price up. But while we've got these down here, I won't take that, see? So if I'd have taken that bar there, it would have gone up 2.25 points. So you'd have got 2 points. I go for 3, but it's got to obviously push through, so it'd have to get to that EMA. And with these orders now, they have dropped a little bit. You can see it was red a while ago. They have dropped a bit. It's thick. See, it's thickening up now. It's getting a bit more red. And look what's happening. So if I'd have taken that, chances are I'm going to get stopped out. It's getting darker red. Those orders are growing there. Right at 2005. Boom, there we go. So if I'd have taken that trade, I wouldn't have known just by looking at the bars where other buyers were. But right up here, I put that line there. I micro adjusted it a bit as the orders, and I put that line there. And look what happened. Price did exactly what I expected because a book map was showing me a picture of where the buyers and sellers were. And I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have had book map. So it does give you a broader picture of where there are people with money likely to buy, and it gives you that little bit of guidance. I'd have never known price was going to do that without book map, without being able to see. So there's not much in the way of orders here now, is there? Everything's gone quite dark and quite black. So my guess is, seeing there are orders up here, my guess is this is likely to push up, I think, based on what I can see at the moment. Now, obviously that can change, but you can see there are sellers up. Right, oh, there must be some news. Is there some news? There must be news. Is anybody aware of any news? See how it's all gone black? Orders have been taken off the table there for some reason. The only news I was aware of was the 1:30 news. See how all these orders have been yanked? There are some, but most of them, a lot of them have gone. Yeah, strange. I'm not sure there. Anyway, the only larger orders left are up here. Looks like 198 or something. So chances are, I think price is probably going to push up. It's come down a bit too far for me though. So I'm just going to sit tight here. I'm not really sure what's going on. Although they're odd orders, they're not strong enough to pull price in my opinion. So at the moment, I don't know whether it's going to go up or down. All this is finished. Usually when we getting some news, that's what'll happen. Everything will go black. Some US 4 weekly bills yield reports, but only yellow news. Usually a couple of minutes before the news, all this goes black. Well, apart from the odd few. Probably not read the news, but that's kind of what happened. It literally went off in a step, didn't it? So at the moment, see, if I saw strong orders up here now and nothing down below, I may have a go at that higher low. But at the moment, the orders are a bit vague. So I'm just sitting tight. We may get a second entry short. It may come down or it could push up. I've got no idea at the moment. See, depending on how you've drawn this, there could have been a break, two pushes to a new high. A couple of people have had channels down here, but there's nothing that really gets me excited. So you can see most of the orders, these slightly white ones, the black, there's very little. The white, bit more bright white, and then once we start going to yellow and the deeper reds are the strongest one. But there are a bunch of orders up here. There's a little bit here, but the most of the orders are up here. So that's telling me more than likely it's going to push up. They're not super strong though. So I'm going to put that like that actually. Got a channel with a break and a new high. So I've got to kind of trade this independently now. So 810, see that? 810 there. So I think price is going to come up to that 810, which may mean break new high. Orders up here, stronger orders at 810 right here. So if you've got a nice second entry short, that will give me the confidence to take that. At the moment, I'm just sitting tight. Trouble is, that to me looks like a channel with a break and a new high. So aggressive sellers there. There's more aggressive sellers than there are buyers. That's evening out now. So see, it's gravitating to 800, isn't it? So there are orders there, not a huge amount. Still got to pay attention. by far the strongest orders there, the deeper red. There's double the amount of orders there than there is there. So my guess is it's probably going to push up. Unless aggressive sellers change things. There is a few more aggressive sellers, so this 800 might get it. Yeah, you can see them aggressive sellers. They're outnumbering the buyers at the moment. So we've got sellers up here and buyers here. And we're kind of right in the middle, which is why it may be ranging a touch. Okay, 210. As I say, the stronger orders were at here, 210. And look what's happening. They're gravitating to the stronger orders there. So I'm confident that'll get hit in less aggressive setup. But you can see there's a few more aggressive buyers here. So there we go. We've got up to 210. So the orders got taken. So let's see what happens now. It may now come down. We see this a lot. 2 legs up, channel break, new high. I'd have preferred this second leg to be a bit higher, but price may come down to this 800 level now. I won't take this at the moment purely because it's quite a bit off this measured move, but I wouldn't be shocked. Mind you. There are a few here, 12 and something. 15. Where's the 15 lot? Let's put the 15 there, which is there. And that would be more like a measured move. Excuse me a sec. Okay. So 2 legs up. Is this coming down? It looks like it. My only slight concern is there are orders at 15. You can see them at 20 and 25. They're quite strong. That's making me nervous taking this. So it may come down here and still go up. It does look like one of those types of legs that then comes down. But my guess is this may push up. As I say, there are orders at 15. There are orders at 20. So, which is actually right here. So it may come and retest this top. It's hard to say. If there's enough aggressive sellers, they can push it down if they like it. But while those orders, now they're not super strong. They're not bright red. They are yellow. So if they're not that strong and aggressive sellers, selling it, which it looks like they are. There's more aggressive sellers at the moment pushing price down. So my guess is they'll give up. Some of them are starting to grow a bit. They're starting to get a bit red. I'm not convinced this isn't going to push up a bit higher. But then we have got slightly more aggressive sellers, so maybe it may just come down. Who knows? Excuse me. Strong sellers. There's a massive chunk of sellers at 210 there. You see them? There's over 1,000 contracts at 210. So you'd have to say it would hit that 210 without a doubt. It's such a massive amount of contracts. There we go. So we hit them contracts. So we saw them, price pushed up and hit them. They're sellers. So leg and a leg. It's tempting to take that. Trouble is, there's some at 12, which is up here. Now, you don't know whether these sellers here puts their stop up here. Mine wouldn't be, so I'm sitting tight here because if you look on Bookmap, they're orders above and below, so it may even start to go a little bit sideways. But they're orders at 12, orders at 15, orders at 20. We have got some down here at 5, which is there, which is kind of the midline. So it's hard to know. I wouldn't take a short here because it may pop up first and test, pick off some of these shorts. I was tempted to look at that trade then, but seeing these sellers above that, I left it. Having said that, we had a large amount of sellers, didn't we, sell there? So maybe that's enough to push them down. But for me, that's risky. It's only really a first entry anyway. You'd want confirmation, really. But you never know. Sometimes it'll just go and drop if there's enough sellers. But there was a large amount of contracts right there at 210. Over 1,000 contracts. So strong down at 5. My gut feeling is telling me we're going to have a couple of legs up. Maybe get to some of these. I don't know whether it'll have the legs, to be honest with it. It's going sideways now. May just drop. It's quite a strong bar there, but we're already at the lows. There's nothing left. So although we had those orders up here, they weren't super strong. And considering we had a really large seller at 210, it's worked. It's coming down. So that's the good idea. If you can see these big sellers and catch the momentum with them, I mean, from a Pat's point of view, there's no signal bar anyway. There's nothing there really. It's just congestion. This is a little bit clearer, but really it's only a first entry. You can't really take that. It's gone too far for a lower high. It's a small break from a channel. So strong orders at 800. There. See the ones at 5 down here? 95. They've been pulled. So that is now gone. So it may come down and sweep some of this liquidity, and people may go, when it does that, I'll get in. So there's those orders. You can see them here. I'm pretty confident they'll get hit. Doesn't mean it won't pull back temporarily, or it doesn't mean aggressive buyers won't buy. You can see them, there's 6 million odd compared to 4 million odd, so that's what's pushed the price back up. So buyers do seem to like that area. Channel break new low, so that's played out. It's just a bit unclear for me. I still see those orders down there, and regardless of if, let's say, there's no change to the aggressive buyers and sellers, my gut feeling is that's going to come down and hit that level. And straight away, look, it really nearly did. Now, that's quite a nice looking lower, higher low there. Trouble is, with those orders down there at 800, I couldn't take that. Bull bar, higher low. See where it goes. It's just a bit congested for me. It's a little bit choppy. It's a little bit unclear about where things are going for me. I still see these strong orders down at here. So it's pushed up, maybe stopped out that short, maybe trapped some longs, maybe trapped that higher low in a bull. It may still go up. If enough aggressive buyers, I'm guessing the aggressive buyers are going to pop up now. Yeah, they are. Look, you can see the aggressive buyers are climbing ahead of the sellers, and that is causing price to push up. But I still see those orders down here, so I'll be careful getting into any type of a long gear. Now that is a serious bear bar. Now, so if I'd have taken that higher low, how far would it have gone? So you'd have got 2 points off it. Now this may continue up, but with those orders down here, the largest of orders, it's hard to say really. As I say, we've got 2 lots of 100 in that space there, so we're in this little kind of tunnel at the moment, and that would make sense. Price is looking like it's going kind of sort of sideways. Now, 1, 2, 3. Some may argue that's a triple test, but with these orders here, couldn't bring myself to take it. So 12 and 15. So there's 12. And 15's a bit higher. So I can see there's sellers here. So that would keep me out of a short. 1, 2, 3. You may argue there's a triple test there. But I'm sitting tight here. Because I can see those orders. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. If you'd have taken a triple test, triggers you, pushed up, stopped you out. Now there are orders down here, no doubt, but they're still up here. So I wouldn't take a shorty in knowing that these are up here and likely to reach the price. So tempting to take that 1, 2, 3 triple test. We've pulled down, we've once, we've made a little channel with a break and a new high. It's not super clear at the moment. It's quite choppy, but look what happened. Triggered, pushed up, stopped out. So those orders, you can still see those orders. 1 minute they go red, next minute they fade away. But the stronger ones are at 5, which is up here, which is testing this top. So got a little break there and a new high. So there would have there bound to have been traders taking that. So these are still down here, strong at 800. My gut feeling, price will eventually get to there if those orders stay sitting there. Knight Rider, how you doing, buddy? Showing your age now, mate. Yeah, you can't trade this. It's just chopping backwards and forwards. It's trappy as shit there. Uh, yeah, there's nothing you can do with this. It's so easy to get into a trade and then get shafted. So orders at 15, which I can see there, and orders at 800, which is here. And what's happening? Price is moving in between these two levels. There's a strong pull up, 105 contracts, strong pull down, 109 contracts, right at these two levels. And look what's happening. Price is weaving along the middle of it. So it just goes to show you can see how this, being able to read this book map where prices are, you can see how it affects price and, what price is likely to do. And that gives you a better understanding about where prices are going and help you obviously trade in the right direction and stay out of trades when, there's liquidity above or below you, depending on which direction you're trading. So this is going to go back and forth, I think, for a while. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break. There's nothing you can do with this stuff at the moment. You're just going to get ripped to shreds. So I'm going to take a quick 5 minutes, make a quick cup of tea, or coffee, actually. I'm yawning, and I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. I'll make myself a coffee and wake myself up a bit. Okay. So what am I seeing here? 2 legs up. So we've had this move down, 2 legs up. So it looks like we're testing this area. You can see these big orders here at 20, which is right at the top of here. So it'll be interesting to see how price reacts. So, I'm going to get rid of that. So you can see him at 20 and up at 25 as well. So 25 is there, funnily enough, right above the eyes. So they put these orders in obvious places where you'd expect. Where do you want to sell it? Where would you sell it? Probably at the highs. You probably buy down here or down here. Tony, how you doing, buddy? Look, see how everybody else is doing today. If anyone wants to buy me something for Christmas, I'll take one of them. So I'll leave it a second so you can see. See, it looks like the Pepsi. I think it is, isn't it? Is it the Pepsi? Yeah. I wish I had 17 grand. Some of you want to use bound to have 17 grand. Is it the Pepsi? It looks like it. Yeah. Pepsi on the oyster bracelet. So just email me my address and I'll send it you if you do decide to buy me one. So if you don't ask, you don't get. So you never know. I might get one rich trader who decides to watch the video today just out of the blue and thinks, I'll treat the guy. Never know. I'm not holding my hopes up, but it would be nice. So let's have a look where we're going here. So you can see orders up here. There are some buyers down here just below price at the moment, around about the 17.50. So we may get a small pullback here, and we're hitting a bit of support here as well. So 17.50, which is, well, funny enough, look, we've just hit it. You'd expect a little bit of resistance there, wouldn't you? Now, I fully believe this is going to continue on up to this level here. We've hit 20, or have we? I don't know. We haven't hit 20 yet, so I wouldn't short that for obvious reasons, because you can see a humongous amount of, I mean, look at 22.5, there's 644 contracts. So there are sellers in this area. So if you think we've had 2 legs up, let's sell it now. It may work if you get enough aggressive sellers there, but with what Bookmap's telling me, it's likely to trigger you, push up, hit this area and stop you out. Now there's 2 legs up. So there may be traders selling that, but look what's happened. It's triggered you, pushed up. It hasn't stopped you out yet, but I wouldn't hold my hopes up. It's very rare, and I say that out of experience, to get triggered and it to go right up like that and not stop you out there, especially when overnight highs are up here and you can clearly see their orders. There are some buyers here, so it may pull back a bit. But if you took that bearish bar for me, you're out. So if you do decide to get into a trade and think, damn, I've made a mistake, there's a big load of bars, you may be able to save yourself a point in risk. I mean, if you took that and you decided to get out, where's your stop? And it's took you decided to get out here, you might save yourself a point of loss if you realise afterwards. But without this, you'd have never known that there were orders up here. So, Arminas, judging by that little icon, I'm guessing you've got loads of money. You may be the very one to bring my Rolex watch dream come true. I hope you're not going to let me down, mate. No pressure. Let's get rid of that. I do like watches. I've had a few nice watches over the years, but not Rolexes. They're a little bit out of my price bracket. But I've had about 1, 2, 3. I've had 3 Omegas. I had the mid-size Omega Seamaster for my as a wedding present 20-something years ago. And I've had the full-size one a few years later. I traded it in for the full-size one. I ended up losing that scuba diving. Strangely enough, you wouldn't expect to lose a diver's watch scuba diving, but I lost it scuba diving. And it wasn't insured, so I ended up losing it. But I bought one about 7 years ago. I bought the Speedmaster Professional, the Moonwatch, that come in the lovely little case. And I sold that to buy a van when I went back laying bricks. I sold that for about 2,500, maybe 7 years ago. They're about 6 now. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, mate? So I would love a Rolex, but the prices of them, I mean, it's getting one for starters, which is why the second-hand ones are usually more expensive, but it would be nice. I'm not really a jewellery person. I have a wedding ring, but I do like a nice watch. I have got a Tudor. I don't wear it much at the moment. Trouble is, with all this technology nowadays, most people are kind of wearing the Apple. You had a nice run of 35 points. Bells. I think the longest runner I've ever had, it wasn't a runner. I think it was on one account. It wasn't actually a runner as such. I just moved it and I just got lucky. I think it was 24 points. That was about 3 years ago, I think. But it's nice when it happens. Yeah, I haven't got the nerves for honest. Well, I mean, I only trade one contract, so I would have to go into the micros really to start doing something like that. But I like to get in and out of a trade. I'm a coward when it comes to sitting in trades. Okay, so we've just had Max chart out here. Let's have a look. So I think I had that and then got rid of it. Oh, it's irrelevant now, I think. Is that about right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I had that and then binned it, I think. Having said that, it does look like it's working up to the tops. If you look on Bookmap, you can see there are sellers up here, which is indicating price is more likely going to go. So it would be then breaking a high. So yeah, so there are buyers around about down the 12 mark. So you've got to be a bit careful where you buy. Let's have a look. So there are buyers around about there. So we got a little channel down with a break, a new low. So small channel there with a little break. See if it picks these buyers up. They're about there. $35 points. Nice when it happens, isn't it? Trouble is, you never really know how far it's going to go. Sometimes things just move, don't they? So I wouldn't. We've got a channel with a break. We haven't got a new low yet, really. So there is a small break. We haven't even got a matching low. I don't have the Fiance 2000 tick chart. I have to deal with time-based charts, so I go for longer runs here. You ever notice, though, whenever you see the chart move, it moves quick. Whenever you're in the trade, does it feel like it's running on half speed? I'm not very brave when it comes to being in trades, to be honest with you. Mind you, you may say, I was talking to Dan when he still scalped a point, and I said, I don't know why you don't go for more than 2 points. He said, I find it hard to sit through one, but he goes for six now, so he's adjusted it. So if you took that bull bar, it's likely to get stopped out, because I can see buyers down here. Now, I think there's a good chance price is going to push higher and test the tops. So I would like to see a second leg down here. And maybe, I know there are buyers interested down here. And whether it gets that far, but I'm guessing if you took that bull bar, that's going to get stopped out. Well, there you go. So channel break, new low. So let's see if we get a good signal bar here. Trouble is, it's just a bit unclear, isn't it? So most of the orders are up here. So I think there's a good chance price is going to move up, but there's nothing we could do with that. It's an inside bar. It's better here on the left chart. That's a second entry long. The trouble is there are still buyers at 12.5 down here. They're still there. So I'm just going to have to sit tight here. It's not triggered anyway. But with all these sellers up here, right up to 22, I think there's a good chance price is at least going to reach this. Whether it gets that high, who knows? But got to get a good signal bar, haven't you? Channel break, new low. It'd have to be a higher low, really. I'm just not sure what's going on here. It's a little bit... So there are orders right the way down to 10. So from 12.5 to about 10, there are buyers in that area. Well, there you go, straight down. So there was nothing here for an entry anyway, but that's what I like about Bookmap. If I'm looking at a second entry, it might not be fantastic. There is a second entry there, but this, with those orders down here, it never triggered anyway, but I don't know how I feel about this. It's a little bit iffy. I mean, there could be another channel up there. It's possible. Doesn't look terrible. So 2 legs down would get us into this area where these buyers are. So it does help me make a better decision. I still suffer with confidence sometimes when I'm in a trade. You start questioning things as soon as we get a bit of a pullback. But perhaps start paying you. I did message them once about a couple of years ago and said, if you let me use it for free, I'll put it on me. They didn't even entertain it. I'm small fry. But to be honest with you, I'm even surprised they allow people to watch it on YouTube, because someone's obviously publishing this on YouTube. He's paying for it and publishing. Now, it'd be like renting a DVD out and playing it over the internet. You know, there are all sorts of issues there. So I'm surprised they don't do anything about that. Not that I'm complaining. You entered at 1656. That time, isn't it? 1656. Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here at the moment. There may be. I mean, we've had this kind of move up. And it's a kind of a correction. It's not the kind of. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I know what you mean. We've kind of got a couple of legs down, and then we are moving up. So it doesn't look terrible. We've got a touch, and a touch. So let me have a look. So this would be the area. If you were trading this as a channel, this would be the area where you would be kind of be thinking about a trade. So there are orders around about the 11 on Bookmap, which is there-ish. So there are buyers here, quite likely thinking this is going to push up, but I don't know whether I like that or not. It does. In fact, I will say it does. You can see it playing that midline, can't you? And here, and here. So maybe it's okay. So let me have a look. Let me make an adjustment here. Excuse me just a sec. Sorry about that. It's Christmas time. I've been waiting for this. Christmas has come early. Treat yourself early. The box out. Oh, look at that. 14-year-old rum cask Balvenie. Looking forward to this. I've only had the normal 12-year-old Balvenie. I haven't got the rum cask. This was 85 quid, so it's not something you want to drink every day. I'm happy now. I'm an happy boy now. How you doing, Speedy? Nice. Just finished work, have you? Good lad. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Okay, so, right. So, channel with a break. This is probably going to come down here. I wouldn't take a short here because I can see strong orders at 20, which is there, and very strong orders about 23, which is there. So, my gut feeling is this go up. Now, it may have a pullback here temporarily, but there's not much in the way of buy orders. You can see them. There are some. I'm guessing this is more like that, I would have suggested. Probably how I had it first. So channel with a break, 2 pushes to a new low. There is a higher low there. Failure, really. I wouldn't go long here. It just seems a little bit too high up into this. You know, we've come from the bottom, 2 legs up, 2 legs down here, 2 legs up. I wouldn't be surprised if it come down, but based on those orders, they're really strong, pulling price up. So it may just push up. I wouldn't get in here, but let me have a look. Good on you. 1 to 2 trays away from payment. Good on you, mate. On 4 accounts. Excellent. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've got close to payment, got a little bit impatient, and took a stupid trade and ended up losing it. So you can more or less guarantee you're going to get that payment as long as you wait for a good setup and just play the game properly. And that'd be a nice start to Christmas, that would, mate. Good on you. So there we go. There's the 20. So it's taken some of them, not all of them. It might have been a bit below 20. I think some of them, yeah, they probably were a little bit. So let's put that about there. Well, it's right where that measured move is, oddly enough. So, well, if it didn't take him, it has done now. So we know their orders up here now. Is that going to push straight up? I certainly wouldn't trade it. My guess is there's probably going to be some kind of a pullback. So those have got eaten. They are up here. And you can see some more up here at 25. You can see them on here. There's 634 contracts at 25. Funnily enough, a few ticks above the highs. So that channel then would have played out, and that's the highs of the day. So I think there's a fair chance this is going to get up to here. The only trouble is, which way it does it, it may come all the way back down here first, and then push up, or it may pull back to the midline and push up. But that's the trouble. You never quite know. But I would expect that. It's hit some support. I would expect there's some profit taken there. So hence this pullback. Now, whether it comes to the midline or lower, it's hard to say. I'd say it's probably going to hold on the midline, but who knows? How much you taking out, Speedy, of each account, bud? Pay for Christmas, whatever it is, won't it? Even if you're taking the 500 out of 4 accounts, $2,000, that's Christmas sorted. You've got plenty of time as well to be patient and get it. And if you trade it properly as well and wait for a good quality setup, so you don't all feel good when you hit the target. So it literally did just pull back to the midline and the EMA and then took off. So we're literally a few ticks away from this first level. In fact, those orders have been dropped. Oh no, tell a lie, they're still there. It's about 23-ish, give or take. It's not easy to trade this, is it? It's very kind of messy. If I look back, there's nothing I'd have taken here. I mean, there's a channel up there. That probably wasn't terrible. We've got a channel up there with little 2 little legs back. So we've got 3 dojis there. Now, sometimes that can mean just be a little bit careful. So it's hard to know, really, but here, nothing I'd have taken in, nothing at all. We had 2 legs back. Channel with a break, new low. I don't know, Mac. I wouldn't be surprised. Triple test. I wouldn't be surprised if Mac marks that. That bar there. We've got a move up. We've got 2 clear legs down. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 triple test. No, I don't know whether he will or not, to be fair, but there's nothing else I can see. I don't know how Max seems to pull them out of a hat, doesn't he? He's like a magician when it comes to finding trades. There's nothing I could. There's nothing I can see. Nothing here. Nothing here. There's nothing you can do there. That's the only thing that's a maybe. But you've got 3 dojis. Having said that, they're more or less a tick off the highs. So I know it's a doji. It opens and closes same bit, but it pushed down and then pushed up, pushed down and pushed up. So you've still got buyers regarding whether it's a doji or not. So maybe I'll mark that. So there we go. So that hit that level. And presto, the 25 as well. So you can see how this works, how it draws price up. We put that first mark there and there. I thought it might pull back, and it did. There wasn't a huge amount of buyers down here, so it literally pulled back to that EMA, touched the EMA in the middle line, and then up it went straight up, hit the first one, hit the second target. So, you know, if you don't use Bookmap and you can watch it for free, which is what I do, it does give you an idea of where price is going, and it can keep you out of a bad trade. So there's an overshoot now on this little thing here. So we've clearly, so that channel now is played out. We've broken the highs. When was the last time we were up here? I'm guessing it was a while ago. I don't think we're at all-time highs, are we? Oh, nowhere near. We've had 2 legs back, haven't we? And now we're pushing up. Now we're above the EMA. I would be surprised if that continues on up to this or this level without having some kind of a pullback. So we've still got a fair bit to go, yeah, haven't we? So we're about here, and we got 120 points yet. So there's still a ways to go. So touch, right to the tick, slight overshoot. So all is at 22.5. But there's still some up at 30. There's quite a few at 30, but there's a bunch around the kind of 20 to 22 level. Yeah, there's a bunch of buyers here. So maybe a bit of support. Or a bit of resistance come support. Who knows? But with that overshoot, sometimes it'll do that, pull back a bit, go up, make a new high, and then completely reverse. But look, you'd have never guessed to go long there, would you? Not that you would anyway in our strategy, but you know, overshoot like that, strong move up, broken the highs, you'd expect a pullback there, but this thing still trying to climb higher. So I'd have never guessed that was going to do that, but that's the beauty of having Bookmap. You can see there are large orders up, and what's happening? It's gravitating towards those orders. So maybe this is less important. Maybe that's better. And Friday too. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the trading hours. You US guys will probably know better than that. It's so isn't it Friday? Isn't Thanksgiving actually on Friday? Isn't it, or is it on Thursday? I can't think now. Oh, so it is the Thursday. Oh, okay. So the market's closed. Usually they shut at 1, don't they? But I find sometimes it's just not worth it. Depends. Sometimes it can carry on as normal. So yeah, straight up to that. So you can see how important these levels are. They really show you where price is going, and you'd never know that just looking at the candlesticks. It's nice to have that little bit of backing. I believe it's half day. How you doing, Ben? Just read your comment there, mate. You're looking at what you're looking at, this or this? When you say larger channel, well, you're not looking at a bigger one, are you? Check your mails. I don't usually. So I don't trade my funny futures, do I? Okay, take profit trader. So Thursday, trading halts at 12 p.m. Central. So yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern time. And early market closed Eastern time 1:15. So half day tomorrow, half day Friday. It's hard to know what it'll be like. I can't remember. I mean, I've traded for a bunch of them. Tomorrow's close. Yeah, it is. US traders. Yeah, so it's probably going to be dead as a dodo, in it. Fact. That might be a good excuse to drink that bottle of single malt. Sorted. One day to drink it, one day to a hangover, another day to recover, then back trading. Happy days. To be honest with you, my wife's off work Friday, so we may be maybe London move. That's my target for the week. London move. Take a long weekend. Yeah, I might do. It's a great time to go Christmas shopping, I suppose, isn't it? Tomorrow close, Friday close early. Yeah, so okay, so I might as well take the days off, to be honest with you. Get some Christmas shopping done. Okay, so yeah, last day then till Monday. Ready then for the final push through to Christmas. Being my 5th Christmas trade in this will be. Still can't remember what it's like from year to year. So, looking good for the boot. Absolutely, mate. Did I show you what I've got earlier? I just had this come through the post. Oh, this a couple of days ago from Amazon, 75 quid. Don't usually spend that much, but now and again I like to. It's a bottle of Balvenie 14-year-old Caribbean cask. I've had a couple of bottles of the normal 12-year-old years, but I've not had that one. That's one. I do like the Caribbean cask. Got that ever so slight sweetness to it. That kind of rum spicy sweet to it. I'm kind of favouring those lately. I had a rum cask Tamnavolin last week, and I enjoyed that, so I thought I'd give that a whirl. I've got 2 more bottles downstairs, which I bought earlier as well. You get loads of offers with whiskey at the moment. I got the rum cask 12-year-old Jura and the Glenfiddich 12-year-old Glenfiddich, both on offer around about the late 20s. I think I saved myself 29 quid buying those 2. So they have some really good sales on them whiskies. I don't know how they can get them so cheap sometimes. You don't celebrate, I spend the money myself. I don't blame you. In fact, I have treated myself this year. I've got a new, well, I say a new. I had a drone a bunch of years ago, but I sold it to buy a computer. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about drones. I had a DJI Phantom 4 about 6 years ago. And I've had one for ages, but they are a bit of fun. I do like my kind of videography and a bit of photography and stuff. So I've ordered myself a DJI Mini, I think it's a Mini 4 Pro. So all the rules have changed in them now. They're all sub 250 grams. You can fly them anywhere. You didn't used to be able to fly them over people or over buildings or anything like you can now. So I just need a bit of fun in my life. So I've ordered myself one of those. The Jura. Yeah, the Juras are always on offer. I really like the Juras. The only one I'm not so keen on is the bourbon cask one, but I've had multiple bottles of the Juras because they're always on offers. The Juras and the Tamnavolin, you always get the best buys on those. But that's one I've not had before. So I've had a go at that, and I did buy 2 more just for over Christmas. And that one I think we're going to take with us from New Year. My stepson's usually has a party New Year. He's got a big house. Well, I say a big house. Bigger than ours, put it that way. Got a nice big kitchen with a great big square marble bit, and everyone gets round it. It's a nice, good New Year, actually. You got the DJI Phantom 3 Advance. You know, I had a Phantom 3 Advance once years ago. And I took it to, there's a place in Shrewsbury where they've called the Quarry. It's a big kind of park with the river running around it. And there's like a big pathway that goes down to the river. And it's overgrown with trees like this. And I was out flying it. I'm pretty sure it was the 3 Advance. I was out flying it and I noticed it was getting low. So I brought it back. And I think there was about 10 or 15% on it. And I thought it would be nice to point it at me and fly backwards between the trees. And as it was flying backwards, it started bleeping. Now, I had mine set at the time. Once the battery hits a certain level, it comes home. So it started bleeping, and then what it'll do, it'll fly up to something like 25 meters, however I had it set it, and then come home and land. Well, I was between the trees, so all I remember seeing is the thing went up like that. It hit the trees, came down and smashed, and it was in bits. So that was my experience. That was before they had all these. They have obstacle avoidance now. This is the latest one. So there's obstacle avoidance galore on them, so it's pretty hard to smash them up. The things more or less fly themselves anyway. But no, I had the advanced one. Then I think a year and a half later, I bought the Phantom 4. But they're quite a big chunky thing, aren't they? But a lot of them now, because the rules have changed. If you get the sub or under 250 grams, you don't need a license. You can just fly them anywhere, really, built up areas. So there's a fit lady that lives over the back of me, so I'm going to hover it outside her bedroom window at night and see if I can't get it. Let's have a look. But no, I find trading, sometimes I get knackered. It wears it out, your trade, and it's almost like a professional sportsman. You get worn out, so I just want a bit of fun. So I thought I'd treat myself. Yeah, I'm really kidding. But now you can fly them anywhere. So the trouble is, I think up until a few years ago, certainly when I had my Phantom, you do tend to fly them where you probably shouldn't do, but you're not supposed to fly them in built-up areas. And but the under 250 gram category, you can now, so you can have a bit of fun with them. What is going on here? I think it's going to be a dry day today, but I don't bother me. I don't mind if you don't see a tray. There's nothing you can do. So Marco took something down here. I think he took that one. Yeah, Marco took that. See, now you see it. But at the time, it's hard to say, really, isn't it? We've got a leg down, 2 legs up. You don't know. But yeah, I don't think it was a bad trade. It's just I didn't like all this stuff, so I just left it. But it did work. Trouble is, it was a fair size of bar, wasn't it? So that's not too bad. 4 3/4. Certainly worked. License is free. There's an operator ID which you need to stick. Yeah, I heard that. 11. It's all right, isn't it? It's all right. See where I live in Shrewsbury. There's like an 800-year-old castle. And right over the road, it's where Charles Darwin used to go to school. So there's some beautiful buildings around there, around the river. So there's some real nice stuff, loads of country stuff. There's a big sort of stately home about 4 miles out where Prince William stayed when he was doing his flight training at RAF Shrewsbury, just outside. So there's all sorts of places to fly it. But they just keep getting better. I mean, I think people think sometimes the more money you spend, the harder they are to fly. It's actually the opposite way around. These DJI things, they're really good and really clever, but they're really beginner friendly. You aren't pushed to do some damage. All you've got to do is just let the thing go and it'll just hover. So if you get into a spot of bother and you panic, they have got some great features on them. Drones, bud. He's talking about drones. I've ordered a DJI Mini 5 Pro Christmas. So all the rules are changed in the UK. You used to you couldn't fly them above people or above houses and stuff, but they've changed. You can now. So yeah, UK we're talking about. Should be a triple test. Trouble is here, bud. You can see there are orders above and orders below. So we're in a little bit of a tunnel at the moment. So that, for me, is probably why it's doing some of this. Marco's trader, sorry. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I wasn't quite sure what was going on here. It's kind of whipping up and down. So we had all this chopped. So I think I might have even went for a cup of tea. I can't remember now, or a cup of coffee. So this is just chopped to me. But yeah, I see that. I see the triple test. But I'd removed that channel up. So I wasn't necessarily looking for a retest of this, but I saw Mac had marked it and left it, so I put it back. So yeah, kind of. Uh, yeah, when I see this sort of stuff, I just tend to ignore it all. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Uh, so it's just there's nothing you can do here. You can't do anything with this stuff. I've been going for hour 50. So does look like we're getting a couple of legs up. So channel with a little break, and then up. It's been quite strong this afternoon, actually. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 25-point move just there, so it's moving strong. So there are a bunch of buys around here, down here. So whether it'll push straight up to this or pull back a bit, my guess is it'll probably pull back a little. That's interesting. Marco's got that. Not Marco, sorry. Thomas Wade. Uh, so we have this dropout. We have 2 legs up, 2 legs down, and off it goes. So see, looking at price at the moment, this short's right above it and long's right below it. So I won't be surprised if we go a little bit sideways here. So orders at 35, slightly lower, kind of around this area here. Around about the 34-ish. They're quite strong up here, so it may just go up. It's hard to say. Slightly more aggressive buyers. Well, it's changing, so you can see sellers above, buyers below. You can kind of see, so it may do this a little bit. So, yeah, it's exactly what it's done. Just going sideways. That's the thing. When you get buyers down here and sellers up here quite close to price, tends to kind of have that battle between going up and down, not knowing which way to go. So there's slightly more aggressive sellers here, so this may push down. You may have a few bulls trapped there, possibly some here. So I won't be surprised if this has a little drop down. So they're orders at some at 30, which is actually, so you may actually say that that is not necessarily reacting like an overshoot. So could have a pull back to here. So there's definitely buyers interested down there. Around about 33, there's some as well, which is about there. But there is a chunk of sellers from 40 to 37, which is about there. So I wouldn't want to go short here. Now, having said that, it's not the type of thing. I mean, some might go, well, triple test, let's go short. Now, it may come down to this level. It may come down to this level. So a trade like that may work. Not that you really want to take a short, because you just never quite know, because there are strong orders here. So you may decide to go short and it may just do a U-turn and push straight up. But if we get down here, you may think, ooh, let's take that as a failed breakout. But there are orders at 30, so if this is a big channel, you don't know how far down in this channel it's going to come. We could have a leg down. It may trap you along, thinking you're trading back into the range, then it may come down for a second leg. So while we got those orders down here, and some here, I wouldn't take a failed breakout. It's too close to the top for me. But it may work because there are some strong sellers and they are going to be drawing price up. So it's not really anything I want to get involved in here, really. There's going to be a stack of liquidity around here. So if it does get down to this level, it may push through it. So that's that first level. I wouldn't have known that without Bookmap C. Now, the next strong down here at 30. So I think there's a fair chance that 30 is going to get hit. So that's what I mean. You don't know how far a pullback or a breakout of here is going to actually get before it decides to push up. That's if it does decide to push up. But there's buyers here and there's a few at 27. So that you can guess there's going to be a lot of liquidity around here. We're going sideways. If any traders are taking this move up or move up, they may put the stops below here. So now those orders at 30 have just been yanked. Can you see them? There are still some around, but not as strong as they were. But we've still got this kind of black area surrounded by sellers and buyers. Now the sellers are a bit stronger here, and that might be why price is now pulling up. Now, you may trade that as a failed breakout. On this chart, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I left that alone. Not only that, it's not as well, maybe it is. You don't know whether we're going to do this and come down, but I'd have preferred 2 legs and to trade that back into a little, breakout. But we're getting very close to these bigger orders down here, and they are much stronger than here. So I think there's a good good chance that price may not pull back anymore. It may push up into this area. So now, obviously, aggressive sellers could say otherwise. But let's assume those aggressive buyers and sellers are more or less the same. You can see these orders from 37 and upwards, which is about 37.75. So there. So basically, sellers right above this level. So you would have to say price is going to push at least above this. So if we get a higher low in here, it pushes up and tests the bottom of this line here, then that might not be terrible because there's not much below, but there's quite a bit above. But the trouble is you're going into all these sellers in this area, so depending on, you might not have, if I was to get in above here, I haven't even got to get my points before we top out there with all those sellers. So it may just push into this area and turn down, and it's going to need to get to there for me. So that's what I mean. If we had a bit of a pullback here and a higher low, at least I may have a bit more space. But they are strong. So it may just eventually gravitate up. Trouble is, sometimes the more times it can't get into there, more things just drop. It's too close to there, to be honest with you. There's just, depending how you get in, there's not much space to the tops. Okay, I think we're just going to have a quick push in a minute. There we go. So there's a few stops there, and now we're into this area now. So it did what we expected it to do. So those orders top off at 40, which is the top of there. So it kind of did what we thought. There wasn't enough buyers down here for a pullback. I was hoping to get a higher lower off there, but you could see there just wasn't much down there, and all the orders were there. So what happened? It slowly just dragged price up. It never pulled back, but it went exactly where we thought it was going to go based on the information we were getting from Bookmap. So basically, it more or less tells you where price is going to go. Now, there are obviously slight, things that could turn things. All of a sudden, as we get to this, you don't know whether a large amount of sellers are going to decide to get in early and things may turn. But every time we draw one of these or draw this and say Bookmap's telling us where it's going, it goes there. So that has got to give you a head start and a head up as to when maybe to get in or to not get in. You know what I mean? So it's insider information, isn't it, really? So it can definitely help you make better choices. So I think I'm going to leave it there. So I've done an hour before, and I've done just over 2 hours on the stream. It's a bit of a funny old day today. I can't see much trades. I haven't seen, apart from the one that Marco marked, I haven't seen anybody else take a trade. I don't think. So you can usually get an idea what a day is going to be like. I can trade up to 6:30 before I'm blocked out. So I may have another look later, see if things are making any sense. Sometimes you can just get a trade out the blue. But I'm trying not to squeeze things now. I'm trying to give it the time and not get too desperate to try and get in there and take money. If you get like that, you got a tendency to squeeze a trade. I'd rather just have my kind of office hours, and if I don't see one, hey ho. So I'm going to leave it there. So no trading tomorrow, no trading Friday, Thanksgiving tomorrow, and there's 2 half days. It's just going to be like watching paint dry. So if you like watching paint dry, you may want to turn up. But there you go. So I appreciate your company. Have a brilliant Thanksgiving, you US guys. I kind of feel half American now, actually. I spend my time with you guys every day. So have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Have a great time with your families. Stay safe. And we'll catch up on Monday, ready for the final run-up for the season. So have a great weekend, and we'll talk on Monday. Bye for now. You too, pal. You too.